Hi guys, today we're going to react to a live performance of She Is My Sin by NIGHTWISH. Another one from Wacken 2013. We seem to be familiar with that concert.
Yeah, we covered a couple of songs from that.
We covered a couple of all of the songs from that.
Almost. We're not there yet.
I've never heard this song performed by Floor before, and she blows me away every time. Of course, I'm extremely familiar with the song sung by Tarja. I enjoyed their previous version very much. This is exhilarating because it's live and it's Floor, and the subject matter, I gathered that it is about a man who is singing about his attraction or love for a woman that he's not supposed to act on, because she's either married or not for him, and by acting on it, he risks much, as she is his sin. It's a sin to be attracted to this woman. It could mean that either he did act on it, he needs to pay the price, or he didn't act on it. Could go either way.
I've never heard this song before, not by Tarja or Floor. As she was singing, and I'm looking at the lyrics, I was like, hang on a second. Some of this sounds like it could be far worse than what you're describing. It could be many things, but it is definitely about sin and about temptation. So I'll just kind of go there. This person, I guess, is telling himself, because this is sort of from the male perspective, telling his own heart not to get involved. Take heed, dear heart, once apart, she can touch nor me nor you. So after we're done, don't get attached to her. It's like it's telling his own heart.
Yeah.
A wolf will betray a lamb, so he's basically saying, I'm going to seduce her, then I'm gone. So this is all about lust. This is carnal. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and it's definitely not one we're used to from Tomas. Usually it's a lot more romantic or fantasy, another type of fantasy, not so much. This one feels dark. And this person, because he's kind of almost predatory, knowing that what he's committing is sin, describes her seducing skin, the razors on your seducing skin. To him, that's what it is. This is almost, as much as it is pleasure, it is painful, because he knows he's sinning and he can't help it.
What drew me into that line, in the meadow of sinful thoughts, every flower is a perfect one. Everything I'm thinking about that I want to do to you makes me feel good. That's a dangerous place to be. The line you mentioned, the razors on your seducing skin, it means that even a slight touch can hurt him.
Another way of looking at that is, I thought maybe he is like a man of the cloth, a man of religion of some sort, and he's not allowed to do this. So every time, he would touch her seducing skin, it would cut because the sin cuts him so deeply. So he's either a devout believer or something. And again, like you're saying, he could be married and this is outside of marriage and something, but he's definitely doing wrong. And it's dark. To paradise with pleasure haunted by fear. So he's also afraid of what he's doing, or of getting caught, or of whatever, you know. Dark.
The entire description of how he deals with this temptation gives strong indications that he has much to lose, not just his emotions, or he has much to lose in what he built himself so far. We don't know what it is, either a marriage or status or his freedom if it's somebody who's illegal, but he pines over her still.
It just has a feeling of like this darkness over this song that feels almost, I don't know, controversial. You know what I mean? There's something to this. I would love to know what he actually wrote this about, because I have no clue. This is very intriguing. This is an ass-kicking song. I really like it. I think that I was too busy concentrating on the lyrics.
I was too.
I was almost forgetting to enjoy, you know, how great the band is. I mean, Yuko on drums, he's friggin' fantastic. So much energy and just so amazing. Empu had an awesome little solo there, and it's just, he's always so cool, you know, it's like he does it in his sleep. Marco is always fantastic. And, you know, Tomas is always awesome. And of course, you know, last but not least. Flora. Yeah, she's fantastic in this. She's again, you know, toying with the audience and doing her thing, and just so charismatic, and her voice, as always, sounds fantastic. She's telling the story, although the story comes from a male voice, which is also kind of interesting. I think she makes it less dark in a way because it's told, you know, through the voice of a female.
Yeah, Flora is awesome. She even sounds great when she shouts. Because at the beginning, before she sang, she exhilarated the audience. She shouted. Even that sounded awesome.
Everything about her is awesome. But yeah, again, this song, I think those early interpretations that popped into mind can pop into mind when you read this. You know, when you look at the lyrics closely, it's like this could be potentially like a lot darker than what it sounds. But I don't know, maybe it is just about an extramarital affair, but it does sound like the guy is like a serial cheater, you know, like this is what he does. It feels very predatory, referring to the meadow of sinful thoughts, you know, so it's like a field and every flower is a perfect one. So it's not about a specific temptation of a specific woman.
I kind of like what you said about him being a man of a cloth of the church. Because the name of the song, She Is My Sin. So you can interpret from that, she's the one thing he can't resist. So he's actually telling you that he succumbed to that sin, that he did stuff.
But I think she is not one particular she.
Could be.
His sin is that desire. A sin for him, desire within, desire within.
Yeah.
So it's like this desire, it doesn't even mean that he's acting on it, but it's these dark thoughts.
Yeah.
There's a sentence there, what was it? Fall in love with your deep, dark sin. So it's like he's more in love with this desire, with this sin, than he is with an actual woman. It's dark.
Yeah.
I am the fallen, you are what my sins enclose. Lust is not as creative as its discovery. You know, it's that again, that fear of getting caught, whether he's a priest of some sort or whether he's married, you know, and can be caught. It's a thrill for him. In certain sections of the song, it sounds like he's been doing this like for a while and in several cases, but it's sometimes it can be interpreted as he's never actually acted on it.
Yeah, it could be interpreted as something he indulges on, as he likes to play with lust in his head. That you can think about it like that. Yeah,
he tortures himself over these thoughts, you know, which are already, that's the sin, you know. That desire. And again, that fear of getting caught, whether married or priest or whatever, there's something about this sort of forbidden desire that it could just be about that thrill, which is, you know, a massive sin. And this is what he either struggles with, or he might be even acting it out in his head as a fantasy, but never actually acting on it.
To my understanding, the Catholics talk about sin a lot, and Catholic clergymen, they don't get married. They stay celibate for all their lives. If it's a Catholic priest, I don't know if it's a marriage he's trying to protect. He's probably trying to protect his flock, his credibility within his community.
Protect himself within that, his stand within it. But I noticed also, it never describes an actual feeling of the act. It describes the thought of it. It raises on your seducing skin, but never, you know, what the touch would feel like. So it's all about sinful thoughts, about desire within, but I don't really see anything about this lust being acted on. So the more I think about it, the less severe it sounds. In the beginning, it took me to very, very dark places. Now I'm sort of kind of pulling that back a bit, because I'm noticing that this is just potentially something that's playing in his head.
He projects what it would feel like to touch your skin, that the price will be very heavy.
Yeah, and I think what kind of irks him is the fact that he can't act on it because it's such a big sin, and he knows he's sinning anyway just by thinking these thoughts. But if he acted on them, obviously that would be an end to everything, and that's what he's afraid of. Whether it's a marriage or whether it's the end of his stand as say it's a priest, then priests are allowed to sin in their thoughts. They can actually still confess and be forgiven. But if he acts on it, it'll be kind of a different story as far as staying in that position. I think that's more likely the meaning of this is actually something that's being played in somebody's head. It just really makes you think.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. The lyrics here are so dark and deep, and we kind of forgot to talk about Nightwish, about the music aspect.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's a fantastic song.
What you said, that these being thoughts that he never acted on, the last line actually, I think, confirms it. Yeah, because he says, I do envy sinners. So I envy those who actually acted on their thoughts.
Yeah, bless me, undress me, pick your prey in a wicked way. God, I must confess, I do envy the sinners. So he's basically saying, I envy the ones who are able to act on these thoughts, which means he has not. Awesome song. It's like, yeah, this is... yeah, I guess what art is all about, you know, it's written, it's poetry.
It's also vulnerable, being exposed. Let judgment flow on that person.
Which again, that's what art is all about. I mean, whether this is something that Tomas has experienced in some way personally, or is just writing about a thought that popped into his head, you know, it's still interesting. But yeah, again, I'm going to stick with this can work for either one, or maybe in some ways, this is about lusting after a married woman, being married and lusting after another woman, or a priest. It could be all of the above. And again, it doesn't really matter. It's really about the temptation, the sin, and the fact that you know, this is a person torturing themselves over these thoughts, but at the same time kind of appreciating how satisfying it would be to sin.
He's toying with the dark side. It also actually tells you that this person unequivocally knows that it's a sin, so he's responsible for his thoughts, and he knows that the punishment is coming.
It's wrong. I still want it. I might never act on it, but I envy the ones who do. That's kind of, you know, wow. And again, the song itself, I'm just loving that sort of Empu solo, and then at the end he kind of gets in his rocker stance and just kind of belts it out. That's fantastic. I always say this is my favorite Nightwish lineup, and that has not yet changed. Fantastic in a fantastic show. Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs of theirs right now. I am not sure if it's because of the song or because of the lyrics, so it's probably a balance of both.
I think it's a balance of both. Yeah, I'm grateful to re-experience Nightwish with Floor, because I've barely listened to Nightwish in this lineup, so it's like listening to all these songs all over again.
Just fantastic. What a great band.
If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you'll get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
I know you tend to kind of think about this every time we listen to a song, about where you would place it in a soundtrack. But this one could be so many films or TV or anything. Yeah, it's just the more it went along, the more I was like, yeah, it's got a real kind of somber but uplifting quality to it.
I love how her voice is caressing all the way through. It's such a pleasant voice to listen to. It's enchanting.
Thanks again, everyone. We appreciate you more than you know. Without you, there would be no show. And also, Nightwish is amazing. Yeah, thanks for being here in this episode with us. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. We'll see you again in a couple of days with a new episode. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.